Hey everybody, it's Ian. Today I'm just going to explain the final exam. The final exam does not appear on the exam schedule. It is in fact going to be done online through Moodle. The entire course is done through Moodle, so why would the exam suddenly be a hall? There's no set timing for it in terms of, it's not slated at a particular time. Here is the deal. So the exam will be available on the last day of classes. But in order for it to be available to you, you need to have submitted the final assignment, the final essay. So that basically gives you a certain logic in terms of how you submit. There is an exception to that. If it'll be available until 3 days before the end of the exam period. The precise dates are on the Moodle page. And if you have not submitted the final assignment within 2 days of that final deadline, it is going to be made available because I can't be getting a whole bunch of messages from people saying I need to make an exception to how this is. But I implore you, get your final assignments done, and that'll give you the maximum amount of time to write the exam. It can be done anytime. It can be done whenever you are comfortable with it. Fit it into your other exams. Go somewhere cozy with a strong internet connection. Do so. If you're a night owl, you can do it at 2 in the morning. It doesn't really matter to me. It is open for. It will not take you nearly this long. I trust me. But because it is an exam, it is available for 3 hours. Once you start it, it will be available. You have 3 hours to complete it. You can't go in and out of it. It's not 3 hours broken up. You started at 2:37. You have until 5:37 in order to complete it. And that's it. If you are on Jennifer Keeping Center and you have asked that you get additional time, that additional time has already been factored in. So, and if you want additional time and have yet to talk to the Jennifer Keeping Center, do so promptly because that needs to be done. Anyway, what the exam actually comprises is a number of multiple choice questions. The last time I offered it, it was something like 16 multiple choice questions, and those are based on vocabulary and the readings and so on. So that, definitions basically, and little insights into some of the readings. Following that, there are some short answer questions. The last time I did it, there were 7, and they were worth 2 marks apiece. And you answer those in a sentence or two. They're equivalent to the multiple choice, but they can't really be answered in multiple choice form. And then you have 2 short essays at the end of that. There's a choice for you. There are 5 options, and you pick 2. You select which one that you are going to be writing, and they are short. They are, a couple of paragraphs long. They should be referencing the authors. They should be using the technical vocabulary, and all is well and good. Those are worth 15 marks each. So 2 times 15 is 30. 7 times 2 is 14, and 16 times 1 is 16, and altogether 16 plus 14 plus 30 is 60, and you divide by 3, and that's the 20% of your final mark. Math is fun. All of this will be explained in what I call the cheat sheet. Historically, this has been an exam that was written in person, and I have basically prepared a one-sheet thing that lists all the terms that you should know by this point in the semester. They don't define them, but they list them. They also give one-sentence synopses of the authors, because when you're writing your exams, or when you're writing your essays, you might not... You might know the reading that you want to talk about, but you might have forgotten the name. You might not remember Gillian Gould by her name, for example. So when you're writing the essay, you can actually refer to that, and there'll be prompts for memory. Just as a hint, Never will any of the short answer questions be answerable by cutting and pasting or copying what is written in the one sentence synopsis into that. You'd be surprised how many times I tell you, you being the student body, but people do it nonetheless. So anyway, that is something that you have been able to bring into the exam with you. You are now doing this online, but you can access that. At the very least, think of it as a study guide, and it will also delineate the things that I just said in terms of how much each question is worth and so on. So that's basically it. It'll be available, as I said, starting on the last day of classes. The cheat sheet will be available. I'll try and get that up as soon as I can. But it'll definitely be there by the time that starts. Now, it'll be freely accessible. You don't have to go into it and go into the exam and accidentally block yourself out from doing it again. So the cheat sheet will be clearly available. I'll probably link to it a couple of different places just so that you cannot miss it. And that's basically it. It is, you probably recognize at this point that I am a reasonably kind marker. I am not interested in exams as a way of torturing students or thinning the herd. I'm interested in exams as a way of just making sure that you've done the readings, because really all a university education is, at least in the arts and social sciences, is doing readings and then trying to make sense of them. And so if you're not doing the readings, then there's nothing that you are really doing. So they're not gotcha. They are not, none of the questions are going to be, the response that I always typically get from questions is, oh right, I should have remembered that. Nothing is a particularly, nothing is a way of trying to torment you. And really, there's nothing stopping you from having your binder of readings open, or everything up on the page next to you. Moodle might not be particularly accessible in two different phases, but you might have your notes accessible. Cool, you can do that. So I can't stop you. You probably shouldn't need them. You are going to slow yourself down if you haven't done any reading and you're flipping through. I don't really have much else to say. Good luck on it. The results will be, they don't auto grade. Some things do, like the multiple choice questions do, but the essays need to be graded, and I will have those done more or less as soon as I possibly can. I won't be grading them as they come in. I will be grading them, I will be grading them in one fell swoop when the exam is done, so that because that's the fair way of doing it. Anyway, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.